I am Hermes, messenger of the gods, also known as Thoth, keeper of the keys to Amenti. Let's talk about mask wearing and the pursuit towards this idealist form of spiritual purity. This supposed ascension towards everything that is right and correct. To put in other words, a lot of us on this path of expansion and inner and thus outer gnosis find ourselves oftentimes victim to our own ideas of what a spiritual person is like, what type of values they abide by, and which kinds of expressions a spiritual person expresses. You are your own tuning fork, meaning the frequencies, the very reality you're constantly enveloped in, is an absolute expression of the inner consent you have given to that experience. But if that experience is feeling a little disharmonious, it is not wise to label this as bad or wrong, or that you're going off course on your path, which should only be pure. Everything is an expression of the Most High, because everything descends from Source, from Spirit. Spirit is all-encompassing. It does not label. It does not judge. So to think that some of your experiences were unnecessary, pulling you in a direction which ultimately led to these other horrible things, again, that's playing the victim role. And we are not victims to creation. We are creation. It's complete dualism to try and have a holy grail of experience which is outside of your grasp. So some of us may feel a little bit of turmoil every once in a while. We may feel a bit confused about our place in the grand scheme of the cosmos, how ourselves and our loved ones and our friends and our creative expressions are viewed, are experienced within this infinite loop of creation. But that's the thing. If you realize that everything is an infinite loop of creation, then you can step back, you can become the observer. So if we want to put energy in motion, if we want to place emotion into judgment, then we're outside of the eternal now. So yes, if you choose to create something and everything we're experiencing is a complete creation of thyself, then why would you judge it? Why would you say, I don't like this. Let's get out of here. This isn't okay. It's all okay. Everything is going to be okay, always, at all times. And if it doesn't seem to be okay, well, that's okay too. It seems like a paradox, right? It seems like a complete paradox. How can we measure our experiences if we're not in judgment? How can we say, I want to experience something without having an opposing measurement to which we are comparing this state? Again, thus is the paradox. We strive automatically as living souls to achieve harmony within ourselves and within our environments. But harmony can never be achieved through repressing, through ignoring the vital aspects of yourself which need to be measured, worked out, and released. You have various intertwining emotions, energies in motion consistently, which might be at odds with harmony, with acceptance. The divine feminine is so very important. The divine feminine encompasses nurture and gratitude and respect and renewal, regeneration of oneself. However, through the feminine, we can let the sacred masculine emerge. And the sacred masculine is just as important as the divine feminine. The sacred masculine is carrying a big stick, is choosing to assert yourself in your environments at all times with confidence, without dominance, with the strong hand of your own divine power. While the feminine is very watery, very flow state, the masculine does set boundaries. The masculine does filter out what it chooses to experience. The masculine does not have to be aggressive. This is the toxic masculine. The toxic masculine is without the divine feminine. So all it can do is have false confidence, which leads to more and more layers of toxic, egoic expressions. All of the motions we go through are here for a reason. And by spiraling out of control, by having all of these grandiose thoughts of what a true guru or what a true disciple of wisdom is to accomplish, is to think about, then we are simply setting up a cage that whenever we start to step out of it, we feel uncomfortable. We say, I can't experience sadness. Oh, why am I feeling self-doubt? Please go away. This is not what somebody on the path of purity should feel. Rather than accepting it, when the time is ready, diving into that, understanding it. Or sometimes it's just about feeling it. And after we feel it, we can let it go. But if we criticize ourselves for feeling supposed negative emotions, then we are not letting this energy gain motion. And if it's not in motion, then where is it? Well, it's remaining stagnant. It's remaining in the darkest depths of our subconscious. And it shall try to arise once more. But if we're in our cage, we will close our eyes, we will bury ourselves further and further within those bars, trying to make them thicker and thicker, covering our ears and saying, I don't want to hear you. If I don't acknowledge you, you don't exist. The monsters under the bed are going to be under the bed until we stare them in the face and say, Hi, I'm Hermes. Who are you? Oh, you thought you were scary? No, you're actually kind of a cute little creature. Hey, do you want to come on my bed? We can tell stories. You can sit on my lap. And just like in the movie Monsters, Inc., as soon as the monsters realize Boo isn't afraid of them, oh, they're most terrified. They are most terrified. Because a monster only wants to dig its claws into your subconscious. What I'm saying is you have all of the power in the world to transform your inner and thus outer environment. And there is no ledge to what you can experience, what realities you can funnel your consciousness through. There is no ledge. There is no point where you can stop growing and expanding. And expanding is not about perceiving things as always positive. We have to get out of this positive versus negative paradigm. If we remain in dualism, we set ourselves up for failure. We set ourselves up for disappointment. If we remain in the good-bad paradigm, we are not helping ourselves grow. We're helping ourselves contract ourselves to judgment. If you play a game of bowling, yeah, you can erect some bumpers up there. Yeah, it might be easier to get a strike. It absolutely shall be easier to get a strike. But you will never get that feeling when you get a gutter ball. No. You'll just have those bumpers there, and seemingly you'll do okay. But as soon as those bumpers are taken down, you'll realize, I can't play for shit. I can't play a game of bowling. So, are we going to keep the bumpers up? Or are we going to allow ourselves the experience of disappointment, of jealousy, of rage? Because once we can experience these things in full, we can start to transmute them. This is called shadow work. Are you sad? What can you do to alleviate that? It's not through ignoring the sadness. Are you fearful? Well, dig into that fear. What is so scary? And eventually, you'll find that fear is an illusion. It's an illusion. And all of this disharmony you're experiencing is an illusion of the mind. Just like everything is a projection, spirit to matter, mind to outer, heart into the infinite loop of creation. The event is coming, and you're already prepared. I am Hermes, messenger of the gods, at your service.